Today I bring to you a Colt Model 1877 revolver. This was a double action. It was Colt's first double action. The 1877 was manufactured between January 1877 and 1909. So it had quite a nice little run. There was about 166,849 produced in one of three calibers. This one's 41 long Colt. They also made the 38 and apparently a 32 Colt as well. In Canada here, the only one that would be classified as an antique would be the 41, because 38 and 32 are exempt by caliber. This was known as a Thundere, which was an unofficial name given to it by one of the distributors that used to sell them back in the day. It's not an official Colt designation, but it's become pretty synonymous with the firearm. And for those of you that don't know a Thundere, you may recognize the Lightning, the Colt Lightning, which is the same gun, just in 38. And then the 32 had picked up the name the Rainmaker. That was something I didn't know until I started researching this firearm. Prior to this, I only knew the Lightning and the Thundere. So the shopkeeper that coined the phrase Colt, Lightning, and Rainmaker was Benjamin Kittredge. He was one of Colt's major distributors. He was also responsible for the term peacemaker for the single-action army. Anyway, the M1877 was designed by one of the inventors of the Colt single-action army, William Mason. It was Colt's first attempt at a double action, like I said, and it was fairly intricate inside. Apparently it picked up the nickname the Gunsmith Special because they tended to be, well, kind of delicate. Didn't make them not popular, with over 100,000, almost 200,000 of them having been sold. It was a very popular firearm, but, having said that, it was, first double action attempt, and apparently it lent itself to being a little delicate. For those of you who don't know the difference between single and double action you would have to cock it and then shoot. With a double action, you can just shoot. Now, during my research, I stumbled across something that I found rather fascinating. I would have considered this a single and double action because I can cock it and shoot it, or I can just shoot it. Having said that, apparently some of the reputation that these got as a gunsmith special may have been the old timers buying them, and they were used to single actions, and that's how they used them. They would always use them as single action, and some old gunsmiths apparently have considered this a double action only, which means I shouldn't be cocking it and shooting it in single action style. Apparently these work reliably if you only ever use them in double action, but if you start using them in single action, that's what they speculate may damage them over time. Don't know if that's true, but I found that kind of fascinating. Anyway, they came in a number of varieties aside from caliber. They had barrels that went from about 2 1/4 inches to 7.5 inches. And they had, some of them had the ejector rod, which I guess might be better shown here. So that this little lever here, if you open up the gate, whoops, I'm trying to do this through the camera, it's always harder. Push your brass out. Not all of them had that, and some of them without that and the shorter barrel were known as a shopkeeper's Colt. beautiful guns. I tend to think of these as being synonymous with the Old West. Like, I see this and it just screams, Western outlaw, martial. It doesn't matter. This is what I picture in the Old West. Now, there are a number of guns that you could say kind of fit that role, but for me, the Colt is probably the quintessential one. Just the overall shape and whatnot of it. Has hard rubber grips with the Colt emblem on it. This one was made in, 1896. Something neat about Colt is they kept good records. You can go back and look up the serial numbers of a Colt, and they'll tell you exactly when it was made. Now, having said that, I don't have this one lettered, but apparently you can send away and have it lettered, and they'll even give you a breakdown of where it was shipped, to what store or what department of the government or whatnot, and send you a little certificate with that information on it, which I find fascinating, and I may do that someday. Anyway, this one has a 4.5-inch barrel. I don't think the cylinder and the loading gate were original to this gun. They seem a little more blued than the rest of the gun, although it could just be the way they wore, the way the bluing was done on them. But function of this thing's pretty good. Definitely better in double action than single. I haven't shot it yet. I do have the dies and a little bit of brass, and do intend on doing that at some point. Hopefully, hopefully it all goes good. I guess with antiques, you never know. I've had failures, and that really sucks, but, comes with shooting 140-year-old guns, or in this case, 128 years old-ish. 126, sorry. Anyway, beautiful guns. And they were popular, like I say, they picked up the moniker the Gunsmith Special, but they were popular. And one famous person that comes to mind is Billy the Kid. Apparently his Thundere was his go-to. He liked the Thundere. And, after holding this and feeling it and whatnot, I don't blame him. I love this thing. The only issue I have with it is I think back in the day people's hands were a little bit smaller, because I do find most of these antiques have grips that are small for my hands. Now, having said that, I do have big mitts, definitely a little above average, but beautiful firearms. Really like them. They just scream, Old West. I look for them in the movies. One of my all-time favorites. This and cap and ball stuff. But I think of my current collection, this is definitely one of my favorites. I'd like to, I'd really like to get it out soon and shoot and see how it goes. And I'll have to throw that up here along with this video. Never know, maybe I can edit it into this video. Depends when I can get out. But, as I looked, I just looked down at my notes and realized one thing I'd missed was that this was a backup pistol for Doc Holliday. The Thundere, not my, not mine in particular, but the Thundere. So Doc Holliday and Billy the Kid. So, I don't know. Like I say, Old West, a lot of history in this. Post-Civil War era, just kind of on another level. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please like and subscribe. That would do me wonders. I'm hoping to grow my channel, and if everything keeps going well, I'd like to keep bringing you all beautiful antiques. Love seeing this piece of history, all of them, not just this, but all the antiques I bring to you guys. So yeah, it'd really help if you guys could like and subscribe. Anyway, thank you. Have a good one.